Welcome to second edition of World Cashew Convention. I'm Chandana Shib and I'm from cashewinfo.com. Today with me I have Mr. Bauer, who is the president of Association of Food Industries. Welcome to WCC, sir.
My pleasure, thank you.
In what way is FDA FSMA different from other food safety rules that was being brought out by USA time and then?
The FSMA, FSMA as some of us call it, is the biggest change to U.S. food law in 70 or 80 years. So it's similar to a lot of what's come out in the past, but it's just very big. So it's and what it requires is that every facility that produces food be able to demonstrate that it is producing safe food. And it applies to imported food as well as to domestically produced food. And that's how it's a little bit different because the reach is greater. The requirements are a little more detailed, and the reach is not only domestically, it's foreign food as well. Right.
So in what way do you think the preventive control rules are different from that of HACCP?
We would kind of refer to it as HACCP on steroids. And that just means it's bulked up. So it's HACCP, and if you have a HACCP plan, you're well on your way to compliance with FSMA. The difference is the preventive controls. You have to look not only at hazards that you know exist, but any hazard that you think may exist. Mm-hmm. You have to have in your plan what steps you're going to take to keep that risk from happening. So a HACCP plan usually doesn't cover things such as intentional adulteration. So somebody at the company who's disgruntled coming in and purposely messing with the product, or somebody who shouldn't be in the plant walking into the plant. Things like that. It just encompasses a little bit more of everything. HACCP is a good start.
And sir, is it necessity for exporter or a supplier to comply with FSMA even though he has other certifications like kosher, BRC, STARK and stuff like that?
Those are great steps to comply with FSMA, and they will cover about 90% of what's required by FSMA. The things that they may not address are things such as recall ability. So you have to be able to trace the product well enough that if someone gets sick, the manufacturer in the United States can determine exactly where that product came from. So those types of things are a little bit different, and the documentation is more detailed than in other things. So that's one area that's going to trip some people up.
Mm-hmm. And can you please elaborate about the foreign supplier verification program, sir?
That is the biggest difference in FSMA compared to existing laws in the United States, in that actually when FSMA was first going to be introduced, it was only going to be imported foods. And we and some others said, well, that's not fair, it has to be U.S. product as well. So now the law covers everything. And what it's doing, the FDA has no jurisdiction over a company in India or Brazil or Vietnam or Africa, in the case of cashews, where some of the supplying countries. What they're doing, though, is requiring that the importer in the United States be able to prove that the product meets the same standards that the U.S. manufacturers of food have to follow. So the importers in the United States, through the Foreign Supplier Verification Program, have to be able to verify and document to FDA that this product meets all FSMA standards. So what's going to happen, if it hasn't happened already, is that the importers are going to be requesting the information from the suppliers, and they have to do it for each and every supplier they have, to be able to have on file in their office documentation that shows that everything that they bring into the United States meets U.S. requirements.
Right. So how is AFI assisting the exporters to comply to FSMA, and what are the contributions?
We're trying to be out there as much as humanly possible through events such as this one, SIAL and Anuga and the like, And our members are the leading importers of, particularly in a product like cashews. So we are supplying our members with information that we're asking them. Well, we know they want to share it with their suppliers, and many suppliers are members of AFI as well.
Right.
So they're getting information directly from us and saying this is how you have to apply with FSMA. We have a guidebook that's being put together right now to be ready in about a month that will put a step-by-step, this is what you have to do to comply with FSMA. So any foreign supplier that's a member of the association is going to have that information, and the importers will get another version that they'll send out to their suppliers as well.
Great work, sir.
Okay.
And what are you looking forward from WCC, sir, this year?
Well, it's been a great way to interact with folks in the industry. We're hearing some concerns about, industry issues and, what can we do to help, that sort of thing. That's, it's always great to, there's a lot of folks from Africa here, and they're very excited about being new to the industry and wanting to do the right thing. And that's a role that we like to play, to help them do that. And so it's been for the second year in a row now, it's been a very fruitful convention to be at, and we've enjoyed our participation.
Yes, thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure.